So I was very much under the impression that depression and anxiety were just in your head, that it was you just feeling sad, that it wasn't a real concept. It never seemed tangible to me until I went through it. And then I realised that all the things that you shouldn't say to somebody, I had been saying, and all the thoughts that are negative and unhelpful, they're so easy to jump to if you've not experienced it. And it's a shame because it could be so easy to help people, and it's a shame that it's not. So I reached out to my GP to get help with depression and anxiety, and I found that my GP, it was difficult without taking somebody with me that knew exactly what was happening. My GP seemed to be like I used to be, that I didn't look depressed. There are services, they're free services on the NHS. The first is Silver Cloud. It's an online programme, you have courses, there is a real person reading your submissions at the other end of the computer. They will submit reviews for you, they suggest other modules that they think might be helpful for you. And that might be great for some people, that might work for some people, but it didn't for me. So I continued with the reviews, and eventually I got through to Minds Matter. And it turned out that the person I ended up speaking to was the person that was reading my reviews. So they already had a bit of an insight about me and what I'd been going through, and it was nice to have that continuation. Rather than starting all over again with somebody, there was somebody there, and it was really nice. I find routine really helps with things like depression and anxiety because you know what to expect. It can throw you into a bit of turmoil when an expected routine is messed with without notice. I have like a bedtime routine, so I know that I have to top up the cat's biscuits and sort their litter trays out and feed the dog before I then go to bed. And if something interrupts the way I normally do that routine, I get quite mad and quite stressed out, and there's not really anything to be stressed out about. It's a case of the dog might have eaten the cat biscuits, so I can't top them up or something like that. But just a tiny little thing can throw everything out, and it's difficult to deal with. But again, it's something that you have to deal with. Nobody can do it for you. And as long as you go out, get those tools and start helping yourself, it'll be okay. If you're comfortable in your routine, then whatever works for you, that's fine. It might not work for somebody else. You can't take somebody else's routine and follow it to the letter because it might not work for you. Maybe make a to-do list if it takes some pressure off. If you know you've got a lot on, that helps me to write things down and just get it on paper so I can see exactly what needs to be done, and then I can tackle it. It's easier. It doesn't seem insurmountable at that point. And the final tip I would give anybody is breathing. The strongest thing I've learned is to control your breathing because it controls your emotions really well. And it sounds silly because obviously we have to breathe every day to survive, but look at some breathing techniques and it can really help you calm down.